Hey guys, Akil here. The other day I was asked to provide a little insight on 3 common fears that I see in trading, and well, I did it, and I'm like, why not share it with you guys as well? So check it out. So my trading journey started back, way back in 2007. So a very, very long time ago. And I think what a lot of people don't realize is that, I'm not this trading guru. I'm not this super trader. I wasn't born a great trader. I started off very similar to everyone else, meaning that I was someone that got into the markets because I found them interesting. I then kind of pursued it more because of the get rich quick scheme. And I went through a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot of struggles, both technically in learning how to trade, but a lot of it psychologically as well. And I've been coaching traders for now, maybe 10 years or so. And a lot of the issues and struggles and obstacles that I face, I see it in a lot of traders on a regular basis as well. So I have this unique experience of kind of being able to understand what traders go through and lend advice on how they can get through it, mainly because I've experienced myself. So when you ask me the question about kind of, different psychological obstacles out there, and one was about the fear of spending money, it is 100% real. And the fear of money in general is a massive problem. I think we are undereducated as a world when it comes to financial education, financial responsibility. And like many things, because we're not necessarily informed about it, we don't know about it, we don't feel comfortable about it, we have this natural fear when it comes to money. And we think that money is going to turn us into this, it's going to turn us into that money is evil, right? We have this kind of anxiety around money where when we have it, we want to get rid of it. And it seems kind of weird, but people will actually, self-sabotage to get rid of the money that they have. We see the same thing with success, right? Being successful or becoming successful is scarier than not being successful. So people tend to self-sabotage themselves when they're in successful positions because they can't deal with the pressure of needing to remain successful. They can't deal with the pressure of needing to hold on their money. So I think being anxious with cash, not feeling worthy of having it, and subconsciously self-sabotaging yourself when you have it in the markets is a real thing. And it's something that you definitely need to really get under control before you can ever become a successful trader. Another one that goes hand in hand with that is the fear of being imperfect. And this is a really tough one in trading because, I just had a conversation this morning with a trader I work with who dealt with this same issue. They were going through the markets and, they were trying to find the perfect system, the perfect fix, or the perfect set of rules for a particular situation. And the thing about trading is this. So I believe in rules-based trading. I believe that we need to have rules for what we do. They should be laid out like a programmer using the if-then syntax. If this, then that. If this, then that. Because the game of trading is you have a system or a strategy that has an edge, and then your job as a trader is to consistently extract that edge from the market. And consistent is the key word. So you need to do essentially the same thing every single time to allow your probabilities to play out. The problem is, a lot of traders, and this is a gift and a curse type of trait, a lot of traders are perfectionists. And the thing about being a perfectionist is that you're going to put a lot of work into something, and that's extremely positive because, if you didn't put a lot of work into something, you're going to rush into something and you're going to go broke really, really quickly. But the negative side is that it's hard to understand that there is no such thing as perfect in the market. The markets are imperfect. Every time we define a set of rules for the market, understand that the market doesn't care about our rules, right? The market will do what it wants whenever it wants. We are trying to assign a set of rules to something that by nature doesn't want to follow them. I always use the example of like when people try to make wild animals house pets. You hear all these stories about people getting mauled by lions or tigers because they have a pet lion and they let it lay with them on the couch and eventually it kind of mauls their face. Well, again, this type of animal isn't meant to be domesticated. It's not meant to be kept in a small type of cage inside a studio apartment in New York City. It needs room to roam. It needs room to kind of, act on its animal nature, and the markets are the same way. So part of being perfect, if you want to, say perfect as a trader, part of being perfect is understanding and accepting the fact that we will never be perfect. We just need to be good enough. And if we try to be perfect, once again, we're going to self-sabotage because we're going to find ourselves putting in a lot of work. We're never going to get the result that we're chasing, and we're just going to keep spinning on the hamster wheel where we're chasing a carrot in front of our face that we'll never actually grab. And when you do that, all you're going to do is waste, you may not waste money in the market because you may never get involved in live trading, but you're going to waste a lot of time. And for me, time is even more important than money. Now, the last psychological trader obstacle I want to talk about is FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. And I guess this is kind of the opposite of perfection. In a way, this is kind of rushing into something, being greedy. And again, these psychological battles are the biggest ones that traders face. And the fear of missing out is certainly real. And it's even elevated if you're a trader or someone that pays attention to the news or pays attention to social media, right? Understand the news is only going to tell you stuff to try and get you to panic, right? That's how they need to give out those big splashy headlines in order for people to watch so they can get money for their advertisers. So they're going to make a bigger deal out of things on the news, more than what they actually are. Social media is the same way. Social media is nothing but a highlight film for individuals. So whenever you see something on social media, especially from like a fellow trader, right, understand that they're doing so just because they want attention. They're doing so just because they want likes. Especially the type of content that says, "Oh, I just caught this 800 pip move," or "I just did that," or "I just made $1 million today," or "Look at this screenshot, a millionaire in 2 days." All of that is just to get attention. But what that attention does is it makes it feel like you're missing out. And you see this a lot during news events where there's an FOMC statement or an interest rate decision, and your job is to stay out of the market because it's a roll of the dice. It's a crapshoot. You never know what's going to actually happen. But you go ahead, you load up Twitter or Instagram, and everyone that is on the right side of the move is talking about how much money they made, right? Keep in mind, you never hear from anyone on the wrong side of the move because who goes on social media to brag about losing money, right? No one. Me, for example, I'll go in there and be like, "Hey, losing trade today sucked, guys," just because I believe in being transparent. But when you see all this stuff about I made this much, I made that much, market went from here to here, biggest move of the year, you're asking yourself, man, how come I didn't get involved? And you feel like you're missing something. Everyone's running in the same direction and you're kind of sitting there. So what do? You end up breaking your rules. You self-sabotage. You rush into a trade. You take a trade that you're not supposed to be in. And it may work in the short term, but in the long run, it's always going to kill traders. So I think those three things are very serious obstacles in trading. Fear of missing out, fear of imperfection, and fear of money. And until a trader can really, solidify themselves on a personal level and fulfill those needs, it's going to be very hard to progress in any other aspect of trading. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the podcast. Remember, I got a brand new YouTube channel called Akil Stokes Shorts. I just kind of put it out to the public not too long ago, and the response has been amazing. So make sure you check it out. They're 1 minute or less quick trading tip videos. My advice is to make it part of your daily routine. Listen to 1 or 2 each and every morning to get you in the zone and get your mind state ready for the trading day to come.